I'm Jenny Brockie. Tonight on Insight, twins. Now, you're both 81,
Yes.
Noel and Gus.
I think we're the oldest here, but no, hang on by an hour.
Yeah.
But it makes you proud, and see all these young kids here tonight, makes you proud to be a twin.
And even though you're identical twins, you look quite different.
Yeah.
Of course
You know,
I am, he's skinny.
He's skinny, and you're, you know,
A beast. Come on, say it.
I wouldn't have used that word,
No, you
Gus.
said rounded was the word, wasn't it?
OK, how do you think you're ageing compared to one another?
I look pretty, don't I?
Well, I was going to nominate him for the Mr Ugly competition, but I got first prize.
All right, but what about health? With both of you, how are you ageing compared to one another?
Well, I think I keep myself pretty fit. I walk the dog, but I don't jog. I'll still get rid of that cameraman one day. But,
He's a nice
yeah,
bloke.
but no, I've always kept myself pretty fit. I coached rugby league until I was 67.
And what about you, Gus?
I was the lazy bugger. No, I was never very athletic, but I'm pretty fit. I've just beaten prostate cancer, and I'm due for a replacement hip, and then I might be able to try and beat him at running, but I doubt it.
OK. Perminder, you're studying Gus and Noel and other older twins. What are you trying to find out about ageing?
So our interest is in brain ageing in particular, but ageing in general as well. And we do know that there are a number of diseases that do come on as we age. And we're trying to determine what aspect of those diseases is genetically determined and how much of it is modifiable in terms of environmental factors. So in fact, if you take Gus and Noel, we can see that they have the same genes, but there are some lifestyle factors that are different between the two.
Well, they have different diets.
Weight, diet, physical activity, and smoking. I think, and we know that these are risk factors for cerebrovascular disease and heart disease in particular. So we actually look at their brains as they age.
We've got their brain scans here. Can you sort of take us through these scans and just explain to us?
Sure. What we are particularly interested in is those white spots in the brain, which we call white matter hyperintensities. Basically, they are regions of the brain that have reduced blood supply, which suggests that some of the small vessels, the arteries, are thickened and not providing enough oxygen or blood supply to those regions. You can see that they are present in both brains, the top and the bottom, but the top one has much more of these than the bottom one. Both of them have this problem.
So the bottom one is Noel, and the top one's
Gus. Yeah. So essentially, what we're seeing is that these changes do occur in most of us by the time we reach our 70s and 80s. And there are strong genetic factors which determine this. But on top of that, there are environmental factors which modify the degree to which these changes develop in the brain. And that's really the message that we want to give out is that, yes, these lifestyle factors are important. And they're important actually from an early age. So it's a cumulative effect over many decades. It's not something that starts on, but when you reach 60 or 70. So basically, we need to be watching our diet, our weight, our smoking habits, etc., from an early age. So this is one of the messages, I guess, in terms of interaction of the genes with the environment that comes out of this study.
And again, twins are the perfect experiment.
Yeah, exactly.
And this has implications for things like Alzheimer's, dementia.
That's true. We're also looking at dementia, and we in terms of other kinds of dementia, for example, Alzheimer's disease. And we know from twin studies that a significant proportion of Alzheimer's disease has a genetic component. We think it may be as much as 60 to 70%. And then the point is to try to understand what genes may be involved. Because if we can identify those genes, then we can possibly look at mechanisms by which these genes may translate into some abnormal proteins which may be implicated in the development of degeneration later on in life.